when I pimp on, when I'm pimping on a bitch, I'm not pimping on her like, the regular just trying to come up. I'm putting in that was in me. Since I was a bank robber, since I was trying to get my money, then I had her down like I was about getting money.
Real life. If that shit ain't real life, that shit ain't acting.
It ain't real life. Just ain't real life street stars. You know what time it is.
Real life street stars. Just like that. We back. We got it right back. We got the one and only. And people were kind of upset that we said legendary Pimpin' Ken. People was upset that we put the legendary tag on your name. I mean, like there's like he is in the business of pimping women or was in the business. Mm-hmm. That's not some legendary stuff. What would you say to those who don't like to consider what you've done some legendary stuff?
Well, first of all, they got to know that I did 5 movies, Pimpology, Best of Both Worlds, Ghetto Street, Sex Street, and 3 more. I'm currently working on Boosie's movie, which is being Tubi. It's already done. Done Rick Ross, Freeway Ricky Ross movie. I did my man Ice-T movie. I'm working on Perry and Roberts movie. I got 2 books as bestsellers.
Yes, sir.
They got over thousands and thousands of reviews that all positive reviews. And these books is not just self-published. They was published by CBS, better known as Simon Schuster, one of the biggest publishing company in the world. Also, I've been on 40 million records, totally sold. I work with, did a whole mixtape with Who Kid, 50 Cent called Sabrina Baby Boy. I was on 2 of Lil Jon albums. I was on 2 of Too Short albums. I was on E40 album with Too Short. My man, 5 albums with Pimp C, 1 album with Bun B, 5 albums with Pastor Troy. Like I said, Too Short, 2 albums. Did an album with my man Ice-T, Big Daddy Kane. I did about 200 or 300 independent albums. I was on 2 of the biggest ever documentaries. HBO, over 1 billion people watch. Pimps Up, Hoes Down, and American Pimp by the Hughes Brothers. If that ain't legendary, what am I? See, there's only one Pimpin' Ken. If it's another, he's on the other side of the motherfucking equator, and he's a motherfucking hater. You know what I'm saying? I'm the best ever did that got away with it. What they need to do is they need to quit being unbelievers and underachievers. You understand what I'm saying? If they knew better, they do better, man. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? If somebody say that I'm not legendary, then they must have been living under a rock or something, man.
What celebrity that you been around that you feel like had a pimp gene in them? Like you felt like
definitely Too Short. Definitely Ice-T. Ice-T did have a few bitches, but man, me and Too Short, I used to be over his house all the time, and I'd be over Too Short house, nothing but bitches. I can't speak on a lot, but I can just tell you this. You understand me? If you ever imagine a artist being in the game, then he the right imagination. Also Pimp C. Pimp C, actually, it's long gone. I gave him a white bitch one time. You know what I'm saying? I let her have the white bitch.
Gave him the money.
Gave him the white bitch, you know what I'm saying? And, hey, man, get your money, man. Because a lot of niggas was talking about Pimp wasn't in the game. So I said, well, man, we're going to solve this problem, you know what I'm saying? So, that's how Pimp ended up, doing what he did. You know what I'm saying? Me and, she's a stumped down white bitch, you know what I mean? He got a lot of money.
I ain't gonna
lie. I'd say Snoop Dogg, he got the mentality. Sugar Free, definitely. Rollo the Pimp, you know what I'm saying? He's a great player. Rooster, my man Calico Jones. What's my man name? Of course, my son Supreme, he got the game. Yep. So it's quite a few rappers that I know. I probably missed somebody, but, my man Fitz and Grits, my man Too Deep. Who else rapped that shit? Goldie, my man Def, my man Flame. It's quite a few brothers that spit that pimpin', man.
Is there anybody that was the opposite of that you ran across? You like, nah, man, you just a trick, or you just.
I got into it, man. I went at Lil Wayne, 50 Cent, T.I. my guy, you know what I'm saying? But I challenged Ludacris, all of them. I said it is tricking if you got it, because Ludacris had a song, and it was pimping all over the world.
Pimping all over the world.
And my man T.I., you know what I'm saying? He was always supporting the pimping. So I challenged him. I told 50 Cent, me and 50 Cent actually had a thing called Pimp Curly. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And, I told 50 Cent, man, 50 Cent, Pimpin' Kid said, I ain't no pimp. You know what I'm saying? So I really got on 50 Cent ass, but 50 Cent's so cool about it. He called me and said, man, let's have some fun with it. And we went viral. We made millions and millions of views. So that was fun. You know, a couple of them didn't like it. You know, like I said, you know, I almost got my life taken, you know, talking shit, you know what I'm saying? But some nigga sent a nigga at me and I took the pistol from a nigga, you know what I'm saying? And the nigga that took the pistol, man, I can't say his name. You know, I don't know if he want me to say his name. I'm gonna do an interview with him, but he called me, and the guy, you know, that was connected with, he's dead. Both of the guys that we thought was connected, they both dead. So, but he's still living, and he called me. He said, Kid, man, I want to talk about it. He said, it didn't go the way you said it's supposed to go. He said, you keep telling people you pistol with me. He said, no, you shot me. I said, man, I did not shoot you, man. Yeah. I'm serious. This nigga, hey, man, he literally called me and he said that I shot him. He said he was bleeding. I said, bro, I didn't shoot you. I'm not going to shoot you in Texas because they got the death penalty. But me and him is actually good.
You hit him so hard that he thought you shot him.
Well, you know, what happened was he tried to shoot me and then I ducked, you know what I'm saying? He missed. I grabbed the pistol, then I wrestled him to the ground. And then, you know, while we was on the ground, he was turning the pistol this way. He tried to shoot me again, and then I fell on his chest, and he missed again.
That's
so
some scary
at this
shit.
point, I knew it was. I said, this nigga trying to kill me for real. And I was in shock, you know. And I had two young ladies in the room with me, you know what I'm saying? They was in the closet crying and screaming. So I just said, man, I gotta do something. So I grabbed the pistol, and then when I grabbed the pistol, we wrestled into the other room, and the pistol fell. So I pushed him. You know what I'm saying? When I pushed him, he was trying to go for it, but still him going for it, you know, I mean, I know the game, right? So I pushed him, and he fell. When he fell, I pistol whipped him. But he swore up and down that I shoot him. I didn't hear no third shot. If I did, I don't remember. But him and I talked, and he's going to get on. He's going to be coming. I guess I can say his name Obama. You know what I'm saying? His brother named Obama. He coming on my talk show. And we laughed about it. He said, man, you know, I told all my niggas, man, kid ain't no hoe, man.
Ain't no hoe.
He said, kid ain't no hoe, man. He like, he'll tell you, I wasn't scared none of the time. I screamed a couple of times because I thought I was shot. You go, pow, oh, shit, you know, like that.
Yeah, like, that's it, like, shit.
Yeah, but the nigga never shot me, and I never shot him. You know what I'm saying? But he swore up and down that I shot him, man. But, you know, me and him laugh about it all the time.
You got a pimp angel looking over you. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, man, God, I mean, I've been shot 3 times with a 9mm. I got shot with a 38. You know, I got hit by a semi-truck. I've been hit by a car 5 times. I was riding with somebody. They fell asleep in Denver and I almost went over a cliff by 20,000 feet. So, I mean, I could say the man upstairs look after me.
Oh, man. Let me ask you, you named a lot of artists. Who do you feel made the best pimp song? Like,
well, you know, I believe that 50 Cent, right?
Yeah.
He did a song with Bun B and UGK, you know, and it was really cold. But then you did Pimp C and my man, what's that guy name? My main man, not that one too, but
Jay-Z
my main, Kool Ace.
Kool Ace.
Pimpin' ain't no illusion. Pimpin' ain't never die. And that's one of the coldest Pimp songs with Pimp C. And now, but 50 Cent, when he did that song with Bun B and UGK, that was cold too. And then, you know, they all got UGK on it. Pimp C and Jermaine Dupri. That was one of a good song. They had some good game in it. And then, you know, you had Pimp C and Pimp C.
Pimpin' with UGK, Jay-Z.
Yeah, Pimp C with Jay-Z. So it was always Pimp. You know what I'm saying? I think he makes the best songs. But 50 Cent, that PIMP, and you know, a lot of people don't know it, man, but 50 Cent really know the game. He really know the game. If you listen to him, he kicking some of that Pimpin' Ken shit on that one side. He said, bitch, get off the motherfucking street, bitch. The streets is for pimping. He said, get off the sidewalk for pimping, bitch. The streets is for hoes. You know, I said, this little nigga got some game. So he be popping it, man. You know, 50 my man, man. I fuck with 50. 50 really know the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I told him that Who Kid, you know, got down with one of my bitches, right? The porn star, Capri Style. You know Capri Style? I brought that bitch to the game. Let the whole world know that was my bitch. You know what I'm saying? So when she came, who could have a little fun, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And 50 Cent, go listen to the thing 50 Cent. He said, Pimpin' Kid said, who kid to pay a bitch? I didn't say that, but 50 Cent said it. Yeah, but you know, 50 my man. I fuck with 50, man, like in a real way. You know, he's a street nigga, you know what I'm saying? He's a cold nigga. Even when I got in his ass, I said, nigga, you ain't no motherfucking pimp, nigga. Y'all niggas talking about y'all have a baby by this. I'm saying all this shit about 50, you know, he came back. Man, Pimpin' Kid say ain't no motherfucking pimp. Nigga, what you call this pimp? He had a jury call. And he said, Officer Ricky, I guess he was talking about Rick Ross. They had a little problem too, you know. I don't know what it was, but he was talking about me and Rick Ross in the skit.
You was speaking on Pimpin' Ain't No Illusion, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the time, did the gangsters come through and straight threw off all the game? Did that really happen?
The who?
The gangsters, because on the song, you said the gangsters came through and threw off all the game. Had all these thinking they can manage their own change.
You know, a lot of people don't know this, right? But a lot of pimps is gangsters first. You know what I'm saying? We got G before we went P. You know, so a lot of niggas didn't got pressure put on their ass before they even, you know, knew that we was in the game. You know, like I said, when I was in New York, I went to New York. I went out there and all the big pimps was out there. My first experience is I went out there with a 9mm, you know, and one of my partners that got into another pimp, I said, man, what's up, man? You know, you want me to handle that? And he said, no, Ken, you can't put the gun up, man. Put the gun up, man. This ain't how they do it. This is non-contact sport, you know. But, you know, I'm from Milwaukee. You know, we call it Milwaukee. So, you know, I'm with the shits. You know what I'm saying? If a nigga want, you know, they want some bullshit, you know, I'm from Milwaukee, nigga, let's do it. Because all my life, that's all we've been doing. We've been thumping, right? So, you know what I'm saying? That's when I never carried a pistol no more after that day. So, you know, I was G, you know, before I was P. You know what I'm saying? Me and a lot of niggas, you know what I'm saying, they get it mistake. They think pimps is soft. But a lot of niggas, if you look what I'm about to tell y'all. This is cold-blooded. I robbed banks, right? I robbed jewelry stores. You know what I'm saying? Me, I was in a lot of gangster shit all my life, right? So when I pimp on a bitch, I'm not pimping on her like, you know, the regular nigga just trying to come up. I'm putting in that bitch that was in me. Since I was a bank robber, since I was trying to get my money, then I had her down like I was about getting money. So she robbed bank. She was hoeing like she was robbing bank. She was hustling like she was robbing jewelry store because that was my mentality. I wanted a lot of money. So when you got that type of game and that type of heart, you put that, you steal that. Y'all got enough game. I'm finna cut y'all off.
Oh, talk to him.
Yeah, they
talk
got to
to
go.
him.
They got to go.
Put them in their place.
Yeah. Yeah, but, you know, that's essentially, you know, what niggas make the mistake from. Then, you know, I'm from Milwaukee. You'll never hear no nigga talk about Pimpin' Kid got beat up or a nigga slapped Pimpin' Kid. I'm in the hood. I'm on 14th in North. That's the hood. I'm at the Playmakers. That's in the hood. And I'm on 14. I'm on Sherman and Capitol. Every time I come to Milwaukee, never miss a beat. By myself. Only security I got is my Social Security card.
Man, that's real. And I'm gonna ask you something, but before I go there, I'm curious you didn't throw in Lil Jon and Too Short, Couldn't Be a Better Player, man. Was that song when Too Short dropped that Couldn't Be a Better Player than Me, even if you're fucked every day of the week?
I don't think me and Too Short was kicking back then.
Oh damn, okay, yeah, man, that's a hard ass song. So let me ask you, from what you saw back then on the streets that you moved around in, that, like, let's just say in the early 90s, women today have more, and you know, they got this 50-50 rule. They want more independence now. Women are just kind of grow up like you don't need no man and stuff like that. Do you feel like women today, just if you were back in the game right now, that they are easily, you could still get mind control over a woman right now, as easy as it was back then, back in the early 90s versus the women today? Just the way you see women moving around today.
That's funny that you would mention that. We was just on the podcast. One of the hosts on Trigger Alert with Ugly Money and Biz. Yeah. And we was talking about mind control and women submitting. And I told him, I said, man, the only way to get a woman to submit is to, first of all, you got to get into her mind. Because the mind controls everything. Once you get a woman's mind, then the body gonna follow. A lot of men can't control their women because they can't control their minds. You know, and a lot of guys, you know what I'm saying, they lead with their dick instead of with their big head. You know what I'm saying? See, my dick stand for dictate. You know what I'm saying? I'm dictating, I'm running the shit. You know what I'm saying? And the bitch got to know that she fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no, you know, talking back and all that, you know what I mean? You know, we may have an argument or two, you know, because you're emotional about the shit, but I'm going to quickly stick that pin in you and deflate your ass. You know what I'm saying? You gonna calm down real quick. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna put a hand on you. You know, it's all a mental game. You know what I mean? You got to know how to, you know, mentally masturbate a woman's brain. You know what I mean? And a lot of niggas don't know. You know, they try to get the pussy right and try to control with their penis, with their little head, but they don't know is once you get into a woman's head, you know what I'm saying? You get her to do anything you want her to do. You know what I'm saying? You can tell her go anywhere you want her to go. And that's the problem. A lot of these guys, the reason why they're taking 50% because they don't want to put in no work. You know, it takes real mental telepathy and real mental concentration to really get into a woman's head. You know, you got to really study her. You know, a lot of guys, they look at a woman's butt, they look at her breasts, and they look at her face. No, I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I study her. You know what I'm saying? I study everything she say. If a woman say, I don't like chocolate, I ain't gonna never bring her no chocolate. You know what I'm saying? You know, women will tell you what they want. You just got to listen. And once you listen and pay attention, then you pretty much can get in her head. That's easy.
So what do you say about, like, as of now, it seems, you can give me a take on it, society is trying to demasculate the black man. In today's day, you know, women, you know, actors wearing dresses. Back then, Wesley Snipes wasn't really going to wear no dress so I think it makes women look at men in today's day different because society has tried to demasculate the black man to where our word doesn't hit as strong as it used to.
Well, let me take you back a little, young man. If you go back to Africa, right? You know, when they was going to the northwest and southwest shores of Africa, and they was extrapolating our brothers and sisters from the motherland. You know, before they took them to the motherland, they took them to what you call the Canary Islands. And the Canary Islands is where they actually made the slave. You know what I'm saying? And it was a psychological game. So what they would do is they would take the pregnant women and cut their stomach open and get the baby out the stomach and hold it up like this, let them know, I'm your master. You know what I'm saying? And show I have life and death in my hand. And another thing they would do, they would take the old men and they would tie them to the tree. And then they would cut the trees and have both their hands tied and they would split the body in half. You know, and then, you know, you get into the 1710. We're going to go into further in history. You know, it's a guy by the name of Willie Lynch in Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? Willie Lynch was a cruel, rude man. And what he would do was he would teach the Americans what they was doing over in Jamaica. So what they were doing with the brothers in Jamaica, they used to bend them over and have sex with them. That's what they call butt fucking. That's why Jamaicans hate homosexuality so bad. You know,
butt breaking.
Yeah, butt breaking, so to speak. My man Tariq Nasheed talk about that. Me and him talk about that all the time. You know, you might have seen him on my podcast, View from the Game. We just did an interview with Tariq Nasheed.
Right.
So he talk about butt breaking, and that's how they would break them in. And then, you know, I don't know if you watched some of those movies, you know, you see some of the slave masters actually grabbing the man's penis. You know what I'm saying? So this homosexuality stuff, it goes way back to the Eurocentric mentality. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, and if you notice, everything that the Europeans do, they make it in the semblance of a black man's penis. The bullet is made in the semblance of black man's penis. The missiles are made in the semblance. The Washington Monument, you know, they worship our penis, but at the same time, they fear our penis because it's the real weapon of mass destruction. Through the black man penis, he can wipe out the entire nation of people through our melanin. We are melanated people, so with our melanin, and for those who don't understand what melanin, it's a chemical that is formed during the early fetus that creates motor skills and intellectual skills. And what it can do, it can wipe out genetically, it can wipe out a whole lot of people. That's what Frances Cress Welsing talked about when she said genetic annihilation. Also, you know, when they had the Afrocentric movement, a lot of them was talking about that. So yeah, you know, it's an effort and it's an initiative, so to speak, to demasculate the black man and take his manhood, his masculinity.
So do you think women from, let's say, back in the late 80s, early 90s, look at men the same in a sense that, you know, back then, you know, a woman had to go to a man for pleasure and things like that. Strap-ons weren't sold like, you know, you go to your local Target and see a little condoms to go and go get, you know, a Mr. Black strap-on, and the girl now she want to fuck girls now, and they just bring in a toy.
Well, it's a whole process. You know, when you think about, you know, segregation, right? And you look at Brown versus Board of Education with Thurgood Marshall, right? Yeah. You go back and you look at that, and the first thing you ask yourself, what did segregation do to us? What was the purpose of it? Well, Martin Luther King said, I believe I led my people into a burning house. What was Martin Luther King talking about? What he was saying that we cannot win in a segregated society or integrated society, because that's what they was fighting. I meant to say integrated. We can't win in an integrated society because those people have a 250-year jump on us. You got to remember, we came here as slaves. We weren't allowed to read for 250 years. We didn't have no rights for 250 years. And then after 250 years, all of a sudden, we jump into a society and we don't have proper education. We don't have proper financial wherewithal. Then that put us in a very, very, very bad situation. So when you think about all of that, and you think about, the amalgamation and the integration into society, then you think about the black woman. Why the black woman act the way she act. Here's the black woman problem in a nutshell. Well, the black woman, was the first teacher. She was the nurturer. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she was the one that kept the house together. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for years, a black woman would stay with a very abusive man. He could be beating her to death, and she would stay only to keep those kids in that one family household. Okay, so when you look at 1970 and you look at the 60s, they started building projects. So once they started building projects, they call it Section 8. And under that perception, they say, okay, well, y'all got projects, but you can't let your husband live with you or your boyfriend. You know what I mean? So now, if you're on welfare, if you got a baby daddy, he can't stay there. So that's the beginning of the separation. Then they brought heroin. Heroin is a counterinsurgency drug. What that means is that if you high, you're not going to do you're not going to do a revolution or a resurrection or you know what I'm talking about,
Exactly.
Some type of violence and stuff like that. So it's insurgency, counterinsurgency. You're not going to have an insurgency. And so then you get that heroin, the daddy can't be in the house, then you speed it up, you know what I'm saying? You get to the 80s, then you got crack cocaine. So crack was poured into our community through the Mario Cuban boat lift. Put all that crack into our community, and during that process, all of us got into the drug game, including myself. The money was very alluring. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of money. So we all got into the crack game in 83, 84, 85. In 85, they came what you call the new crack laws and the new sentencing enhancement laws. So the feds was working on us while we was in the streets working our work. You know what I'm saying? So by the time, we get to 85, 86, we got automatic machine guns. We got guns. We got all this stuff, right? And now with all these guns and all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? These women, our sisters, they also doing something. It was something going on with them. It was the Black Woman Liberation Movement. So under the Black Woman Liberation Movement in the 1970s, what they said is, affirmative action, if you're Black and you're female, which is a double strike, a double civil rights type thing, you know what I'm saying? I mean, then you can go and you can get these different grants, you can get into these different corporate settings and stuff like get these good jobs. And they got the jobs. And then they, for somehow misconstrued Black liberation, women's liberation movement with cutting their hair short and wearing the bow tie, acting like a white man. And then they started saying, I don't need no nigga. Black women, that's the only ones that say, I'm independent, I don't need no man. You never hear white folks talking about they independent, they don't need no man. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't understand that the white woman was benefiting twice. She was benefiting from the white liberation movement, and she was benefiting from being married to the white man. You know what I'm saying? If the white man dies, she get 50% or she divorce her, she get 50%. If she dies, she get 100% of whatever he had left. And they didn't understand that. And they didn't know that these folks was misguiding us and putting us in a situation where we thought that we was actually, Black women thought they was fighting for the same rights, when in reality, you know what I'm saying, they was a part of the destruction of the Black civilization and the Black family. And now you see Black women don't listen to Black men. You know what I'm saying? They very, they got a lot of masculinity. They're very aggressive. And as I said on your show previously, you know what I'm saying? Who raising the killers? Yeah. It's the Black women. You know what I'm saying? All the Black women are the ones that are responsible for the way their children is being brought up. And then they talk about the baby daddy like a dog. So I done seen situations where the father called the mother and she say, bitch ass nigga, what you want?
I've seen it a lot.
Fuck you nigga, the kid right there.
Yeah.
And then she making it seem like she got a problem, that the child got a problem with the father. So now when the father go over there, the child always take the mother's side. The child go over there, now this father think, you know what I'm saying, the child think that the father is doing something to him, and she like, you don't never see your motherfucking kids, all this, and the kid and the kid is over there listening to this, so he think that his father ain't fucking with him, but really he ain't fucking with that bust ass bitch. You know what I'm saying? The bitch is the problem. You know what I'm saying? So now the father's like, man, I'm not going over there arguing with this bitch. You know what I'm saying? And she mad because what? He got a better bitch. He got a finer bitch. You know what I'm saying? Now she's like, oh, okay. Well, I ain't messing with him. You know what I'm saying? Right. Just crazy shit, man.
Man, that's some real shit right there. Quickly, I gotta ask you to and I'm gonna preface this by giving a story. I seen a young dude in high school making good grades. He didn't look, he looked a little busted. He didn't look, he wasn't the best looking guy. He's like, the nerd guy in high school, and he was saving all his allowance money to finally he got $200 to talk to the prettiest girl in school, one of the cheerleaders. And then you see them walking home where he's about to take her home. He just offered her $200 to let me just, can I just fuck you? And she was with it. Mm-hmm. And, the young girl, just high school. She like, I bet. So all the work that the jocks put in and all that shit, he said, let me just be smart, skip that, make my allowance, give me this $200, in 9th, 10th grade, and I'm going to just pay the prettiest girl in school to come to the crib and do it. And she was down. Like, nigga, I can make $200. That's easy.
What?
The mind of the trick, from your standpoint, what is that mentality, and should more people like be on that, or just be like, nah, the hard way, write her a cute little letter, do you like me, yes or no, and all that other shit?
Well, common sense, right? You can get any woman you want with common sense, but sense ain't that common. Some of the smartest people in the world are some of the dumbest people in the world. I always say that the A and B students always work for the C students. You know what I'm saying? And that's a fact, because people can be book smart, they can be highly educated, but they can be really dumb and not street smart. To give you an example, it was a great king, by the name of Mansa Musa. And Mansa Musa said, I want to give a whole bunch of gold to whoever can give me something and find something that I ain't never seen before and bring the king back a prize. So it was 2 doctors, and there was a common man with common sense. So the 2 doctors, one was a scientist, one was a doctor. They went out on a journey. Everybody else went to try to, women and men, they tried to find something great for the king. So when they was in their journey, they went into the safari, into the wilderness, and they seen a lion, and the lion was dead. So what they said, we could revive this lion. So the doctor said, he started giving the lion mouth to mouth, and the scientist said, yeah, I can, fix his legs. And the guy with the common sense, he climbed up the tree. So when he got up the tree, the lion, of course, they revived him. The lion, he came back to life, and he devoured both of them because he was hungry. He was dead for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So he devoured both of them. And then the man, when he seen the lion, went on about his business and he could live forever after, he told the king, Mansa Musa, he said, Mr. Musa, he said, the doctor and the scientist that I went on a journey with, they revived this lion and they brought him back to life and he devoured both of them. He said, what was you? He said, well, common sense told me that I would be in the tree that this lion he gonna eat him. He said, well, here's the prize. He got the prize and what he won, the prize for was common sense.
There you
know what I'm saying? And most things were baffle a genius, but yet a baby can understand. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these guys who want to get these women, they think that it takes a lot to get to that point. You have to remember, women are some of the sharpest creatures on the planet. Women mature 7 times or 7 years ahead of man. So when you got something like that, there's only one thing that you can do to control something like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember, women bleed 5 times a day. You can cut them. Cut me. If I bleed for 5 days, I'm dead. So this woman is a mean creature, my brother. You know what I'm saying? She's a mean creature. She's awesome. You know what I'm saying? I believe the Bible said that he made the woman from a man's rib. And as soon as he made her from the rib, the first thing she did was challenge man. This is in the Bible. This is not in my book of scriptures, but this is in the scriptures. It says that she challenged, in the chapter it's called the fall of man. Think about it, the fall of man. And the woman, he said, the woman you gave me, deceived me. But the snake deceived her. She allowed the snake to deceive her. And just allegorically speaking, symbolically speaking, why would they use a woman to show that type of comparison? Why would they show a woman deceiving a man? Why? They could have picked the elephant. They could have picked the giraffe. They could have picked anything, but God picked a woman as the first test of man. He said, now, since you allowed yourself to, because he said, Adam, where art thou? Adam was hiding. He was naked. He said, I'm gonna be out straight up with you, man. Hey, God, man, the woman that you gave me, she told me to eat this fruit, blah, blah, blah. And you ate from the forbidden fruit of life, the tree of life. So now you're gonna be, what? You're gonna be subjugated on earth, and you're gonna be here for many, many years, and you got to be fruitful and multiply. So all Adam had to do, this is how simple, he used common sense. Hey, man, look, man, God is the God of all God. He's the creator. He's omnipotent. He's omnipresent. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do it. That's the same thing with sex. The forbidden fruit, you know what that could have been. Most people say it was the vagina. He bit off the forbidden fruit, the vagina. So that's what a lot of scholars say. So if you don't allow a woman to manipulate you sexually, and you don't allow yourself to be enticed by her enticements, then you'll be okay.
So let me ask this. If it's as simple as a guy wants to sleep with a girl, he's sexually attracted to her. Mm-hmm. Either he could spend $1,000 on different dates for a week, and then he's probably has a good chance of not getting to the prize at the end of the week, but he's going to spend $1,000 all week on all these extravagant dates. Or meet her for the first time and offer $1,000 that he was going to spend throughout the week, just offer her straight up, here's $1,000. Let's just get right to it and call it a day, man. Because I'm trying to speed up my life.
I love white men that trick because they spend their money, go home to their wife. You know what I'm saying? They tell them, hey, look, it's a bad traffic, honey. I'll be home in an hour. They get their girl, they hit them up on Craigslist or up on back pages. They go, they get their sex, and bam, it's over with. Ain't no dining and whining, ain't none of that. But black men, we want to chill. We want some watermelon. We want to watch Netflix. And then, we developing relationships with this woman. And the next thing you know, you go home, you're tired, and you go to sleep and you leave your phone open. There goes the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? She catch you cheap. White men don't go through that. And I, as a former pimp, most of the guys that dated my girl were white men. So I seen tons of white men. I didn't sit there and listen to the phone calls, and I seen tons of white men date these women. And they all be like, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, I'm married, I own this, I own that. And they all go home faithfully to their white, but the black man get a bad rep because one thing the black man don't know how to do, he don't know how to get the pussy and be gone. You know what I'm saying? He want the pussy, he want the back rub, he want the chicken, he want to spend the night, he wants some in-house coochie, he want everything. But the best thing for any black man or white man that's out there tricking, I'm speaking to the camera, just spend your money, your $2,000, and be gone. You know what I'm saying? Because if you get to spend time with a prostitute or with a woman that you cheating with, eventually your woman gonna catch you, man. Whatever goes to the dark gonna come to the light, man. Period.
Why do you think the black man wants to do that? Like spend the time, and the white man doesn't?
Because the black men have abandonment issues. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we were abandoned, from our homeland, Africa. We get abandoned at the crib. We are the least nurtured. You know what I'm saying? We are the least raised right. And a lot of times, when you first meet a woman, you meet a representative. She's really nice and she's really good, and you like that hospitality. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of times, the reason why a lot of black men is like that because. Hey man, I don't know about you, but I got some partners, when they go in their house, it's a war zone. Their wife sitting there with the butcher and everything, teeth like vampires talking about, you finna catch hell. And they argue all day, fuss all day. Man, a man be happy to meet a woman that ain't argumentative. He'd be happy to meet a woman that's laughing at his corny ass jokes. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why. You know what I'm saying? But then eventually she becomes crazy too.
Biggest facts. All right, Ken, let's go and get to it. We gotta, touch on some items from the last interview real quick. We asked you at the time about the Diddy situation. You of course related that, hey man, it ain't nothing but good to me and blah blah blah. We had some questions, but then all of a sudden, as of last Monday or so, a new lawsuit comes out, which is probably, for what I feel, is probably the most damaging. Cassie had some allegations. I'm like, he paid her off. Some other women came forward, but now a producer who's very known, who's coming up in the game, drops his lawsuit where he was with Diddy from like August 2022 to November 2023, right when Cassie dropped hers, and he kind of just details making the Love album, which of course is a good album. Y'all, go get Love, the Love album. But after looking at the making of the album, I'm like, whoa, sound like the dude went through hell, and he's naming names. And before we get to the details of some stuff he named, when you saw that come out, after are your interviews going up? The numbers are going crazy.
Man, listen, I got them phone calls. Ken, that's Brother Love. I said, what? What you mean by that? That's Brother Love. He loved everything. I said, hold on, man, wait a minute. I said, what do you mean? He said, man, that man, woo the woo. And so people like, why is you protecting Diddy? I said, I'm not protecting Diddy. I'm just saying that I haven't seen anything. You know what I'm saying? But he said, man, he got a name like Love, man, come on, Ken. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Ken. You know what I'm saying? The man be hugging people and all this. And I said, man, yeah, but man, I never seen Diddy in that capacity. But this latest situation was kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Then, they were saying something about my man from Philly. I'm like, man, what the hell?
Yeah, I'm gonna say they said something about Meek Mill, and Meek Mill came back and defended himself like, man, I didn't done too much for the community to be gay. I like pussy too much to be gay.
Yeah.
And some people are like, bro, why you tweeting that? Like, why you what? Like stay silent or just you don't got to prove what you are. But I understand you have to defend yourself.
Yeah, but with the Meek Mills thing, that was kind of cold because I would never imagine Meek Mills being nowhere remotely close to gay. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see some people in the industry who had gay tendencies. You know what I'm saying? And when I seen them people, I said in my mind that they have to absolutely unequivocally be gay. The way they carry themselves, a lot of feminine tendencies. But when you see the brothers as hardcore. But I live in Atlanta, so it's a lot of masculine dudes. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of dudes in Atlanta that's gay as pure as the snow is white. I'm talking about gay as all outdoors, and you see them, they in the Ferraris, they got the muscles and stuff like that. They got on baseball cap, they pants saggy, they hood, and you go right down there. I think it's called Bulldogs because I live, in Buckhead, so I got to go past that every day. You know what I'm saying? When I'm going down, you see them dudes standing outside, you're like, man, I know these dudes can't be, but they are. So it's a lot of brothers that's on the down low. It's a lot of brothers, that act like they masculine, act like they really down with this. But, most of them probably were molested as children. I can see, a lot of these guys, who famous and stuff like that, because they said most people that are celebrities, right, have the most trauma because they have a thing within them that they want to, come out of this situation. And the people that molested them, they want to speak to them. Like, look at how great I am now. Look what I have accomplished. And, you look at Oprah Winfrey, she was molested. Tyler Perry, he said he was molested. You look at some of the people that's most successful, they've been molested. Like I said, I was molested by the lady babysitter that used to babysit me. So you never know what's going on with these people. You never know who been touched as a kid and how it affected them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some people, they aspire to be great because they feel that everything was taken away from them. And then some of them people, they get affected by that. I think, like I said, last time I talked, Tyler Perry said, that when a man have sex with another man, and that's his first encounter, he can mistake that as being, his ultimate destination, as far as sexuality is concerned. So, it's a possibility, you know what I'm saying, I mean, that if somebody got some type of illness and sickness, that they can easily fall into that category. Or, they've always been that way. They just using a woman to protect, and to shield with who they really are.
So, and we seen Diddy in the past, there's videos that's been out that it looks like playful, or you call horseplay with other men.
Mm-hmm.
Meek Mill has been a part of that. Other people have been a part of that. And it's crazy because these are men of power, you know, men of influence and of culture and of money. And when I hear people explain, like the guy who was explaining what happened, he was just like, I'm just trying to get through the album, but he didn't whistle blow back then because he's trying to get paid. Like, I ain't got paid for this album yet, but it wasn't until he did get paid for the album where he's saying all this. And I'm like, do you feel like, because technically you'll tell another man who's trying to play with you or do some, you know, funny shit to you, you'll tell him right then and there, say, my nigga, you know, we ain't doing that. You might slap him across the mouth.
If a nigga would have did that to me, I would have robbed him right there. I'd have took his jewelry, you know what I'm saying? You'd have heard another story like so-and-so got robbed in the studio. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he got pistol whooped, and I might even put him in the trunk and ask for some money. You know what I'm saying? Because you disrespect me, you know what I'm saying? All hell's gonna go out the door. And 9 times out of 10, if I make a phone call, I might not be the person you see.
Yeah, got that. Yeah, so that says a lot right there. If you allowed it, don't. You
can't put the toothpaste back in the tube once you just squeeze it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. You know, I mean, just keep it 1,000. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you participate in those activities, then, you know, 9 times out of 10, you might need to give yourself a checkup from the neck up. That's who you are. Everywhere you go, you take yourself with you. You can't hide who you are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if that's what it is what it is.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Starz, nigga. Moolah. Hey.